This program is brought to you by Kim's Health.
Welcome to the first episode of You Talk with UK. Today we have His Excellency Piyush Srivastava, the Indian Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain with us. Your Excellency, welcome to this beautiful island.
Thank you so much.
Today is a very important day in the history of India and Indian democracy. As we celebrate the 74th year of Indian independence, what do you think India's major developments in the recent times?
Let me convey my best wishes and greetings to the members of Indian community and friends of India and Bahrain on the occasion of 74th Independence Day of India. It's a proud day for every Indian. Today, India is witnessing economic transformation. We are among the fastest growing economies in the world. Some of the measures, factors such as ease of doing business, skilled workforce and huge market have already made India an attractive destination for investment and manufacturing. I can go on and on talking about the giant strides that India had made in almost all sectors, including the key sectors of ICT, high-tech, digital technology, health, education, space, civil aviation, etc. I'll take this opportunity to focus on the most pressing challenge of our times, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. Indian response to this global pandemic has been relatively well. India, though absolute numbers of COVID infections may appear quite large, India is among the countries with having lowest mortality rate as well as the highest recovery rates. While we are dealing with the pandemic in the health areas, the efforts are being undertaken to reinvigorate the economy. With several transformative measures taken by the Government of India, a number of these challenges which have been posed by COVID have been converted into opportunities. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in May 2020 announced Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, which calls for self-reliant India and a resilient India, which will be integrated with the world economy. During this pandemic, India has also emerged as a global pharmacy of the world. Indian pharmaceutical companies are among the best in the world, and they are producing the drugs which are needed for the COVID as well as for the other medicines. India has continued to be the favored destination of foreign investment. Even during the COVID period, we received FDI of over $20 billion. So all in all, I want to say that India has managed this crisis relatively well, and a lot of opportunities has opened up in India, and India is willing to invite investment in the critical sectors. India has been in the forefront of global response to the pandemic, and with Bahrain, as you may be aware, that we have cooperated and coordinated very well in dealing with this pandemic, and I also take this opportunity to thank the leadership of Bahrain for ensuring the welfare of the Indian community.
When we talk about Indian expatriates, I always feel they are very refined, loyal, experienced manpower. But due to this COVID-19 related issues, so many Indian expatriates are planning to settle back to India. Do you think this refined manpower is an asset or a liability to our country?
I am glad that you asked this question. If you may be aware that Government of India has made efforts while dealing with this pandemic. The constant efforts are being made for reinvigorating the economy. And one of the very important aspects is the skilling and re-skilling of our workforce. One of the schemes which Government of India has started, all the expatriate community which is coming back to India due to COVID, we are keeping the database of all their skills, and it's available, so that there will be more opportunities for further skilling, or later on whenever opportunities are available, the skills can be matched with the requirement of the companies, both on the domestic front as well as outside.
I know being the head of a diplomatic mission is not an easy job. I have read that you worked at different countries, including Bhutan, Nepal, and Ghana. Could you please recall some of the memorable experience you had in one of these countries?
Yeah, I have been fortunate to serve as Indian diplomat in countries in diverse regions of the world. Also at the headquarters, I served countries in the different regions, so which has given me a very valuable experience. I would say that each posting or wherever I served, each region has its positives as well as its challenges. To me, all my postings have been quite memorable and has taught me a lot, given me valuable experience. All I can say is the experience thus far I gained from all these postings would be a valuable asset for me as I begin my tenure here as Ambassador of India.
Excellency, with your rich experience in economic diplomacy, what are your plans to enhance the bilateral relationship as well as the trade and economic relationship with India to Bahrain?
India has close and civilizational relations with countries in this part of the world. Traditionally, our relations have been characterized by the presence of the large Indian diaspora and the energy security. With the presence of over 8 million Indian expatriates in the region, welfare of the Indian community is the top priority for the Government of India. More recently, I would say the relations with the countries in Gulf and West Asia region has been an important pillar of Indian foreign policy. This has been included in India's extended neighborhood. With the vigor given due to this, as well as increased political interaction, highest level political interaction with countries in the world, our relations have really strengthened and diversified into vast number of areas. To name a few examples, the maritime security, the sector of ICT, increasing trade and investment is a focus. Then other areas like health, as well as the high-tech sectors of space. These are some of the areas which are being explored.
We have so many expatriates planning to go for good or maybe plan to go for a short break to India. So what are the plans from the embassy side for repatriating these expatriates?
In the initial period of COVID pandemic, there was a sense of panic and also urgency for the most members of Indian community to return back to India to be with their near and dear ones. Due to the uncertainty posed by the pandemic as well as the impact on the economy. As you are aware that the Government of India has undertaken its largest ever repatriation program, Vande Bharat mission, with a view to take as many stranded Indians back as possible. And in Bahrain, I am happy to inform that under this mission we have undertaken over 50 flights which have already taken back over 9,000 Indians. In addition, there were also chartered flights arranged by the members of the Indian community which have taken around 10,000 people back. So this program is ongoing, and whenever Indian nationals are wanting to go back to India, it is being facilitated. This is in addition to ensuring the well-being of the Indian community who continue to stay in Bahrain. And in this regard, I would again like to place on record our sincere thanks to the leadership of Bahrain for ensuring the welfare as well as providing support for the Vande Bharat mission. So embassy will continue to provide whatever support is needed. However, I may add here that now are learning to live with the virus, and situation is somewhat stabilizing, though still a long way to go. We have received a number of requests from Indians wanting to come back to Bahrain and work. Both governments are now working to work out some sort of arrangement, like an air bubble arrangement, whereby we can facilitate those Indians who are willing to come back to Bahrain for work, of course with a valid visa.
There are so many Indian families looking forward to bring their kids back to Bahrain. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they are not able to fly back. Most of these kids are above 18 and they are planned to come under a visit visa. Excellency, do you think there is a scope to bring them within a week or a month?
I don't think there should be a problem if Bahrain government is accepting people with visit visa. Still, the arrangement is being worked out between the two governments, and we are trying to expedite that arrangement, which will facilitate the travel of Indians from India to Bahrain. Meanwhile, there were few flights which were arranged by the community, which they approached us for clearance, which we facilitated. So in the initial phases, the government of India gave clearance for the most needy people, keeping in mind that whose visas were shortly expiring or who were in the need of coming here quickly to get a job. I'll keep this in mind, and I'll convey it to the concerned authorities in the government of India.
Excellency, what are India's plan to boost foreign relationship and the bilateral relationship with India and Bahrain?
Yeah, our age-old bonds of friendship and cooperation with Bahrain have been nurtured by the leadership of both countries. As I mentioned earlier, there have been a number of high-level political interaction from both sides, which have really provided a huge momentum to the bilateral relations. And this has also resulted in diversification of our relations to newer areas, be it health, be it ICT, maritime, space sector, manufacturing, or trade and investment. So now Bahrain government has also liberalized FDI regime in the key sectors of tourism, manufacturing, and financial services. And I have already mentioned the economic reforms, transformative reforms which have taken place in India recently, opening avenues for further trade and economic cooperation with the friendly countries. So I am sure with these initiatives in both countries and with higher level political interaction, a lot of newer avenues will open up for further strong trade and investment ties. And as Ambassador of India, it will be my endeavor to work with the government of Bahrain in this regard to further strengthen and diversify our bilateral relations.
Thank you. Excellency, if my information is not wrong, you have quarantined yourself for few days. During this period, did you try any of the Bahrain dishes or desserts, mainly like majboos, kunafa or umali?
During home quarantine, I didn't get a chance to go out. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to enjoy Bahraini food so far, though I would very much look forward to. I read that there are plans to open restaurants perhaps next month. Yes. So I look forward to visiting some of the traditional Bahraini restaurants and enjoy the cuisine.
On this special day, what's your message to the Indian community, especially those in Bahrain?
First of all, I'll convey my greetings and best wishes to the members of Indian community on this occasion. I would like to add that I would have very much liked to meet the members of Indian community on this occasion, which we celebrate every year. Overwhelming participation both from the embassy and the members of Indian community. However, due to COVID restrictions, this year we would be associating with our community members through digital platforms, and I look forward to meeting them as soon as COVID situation normalizes. I would convey to the members of Indian community that it's one of my key responsibilities to look after their welfare and resolve to the extent possible all the issues they face, and that will be my endeavor. At the soonest possible, I look forward to meeting all of you.
Excellency, on behalf of the Daily Tribune and 4PM News, I would like to thank you for spending your valuable time with us. Have a great day.
Thank you.